Hello everyone, welcome back. In this lecture we are going to discuss the construction of Mohr stress circle for a component on which two perpendicular direct stresses with simple shear stress is acting. So in this lecture we are going to learn how to find out the sigma theta and tau theta at an inclined plane which is inclined at theta angle from vertical plane using Mohr circle. So for this, let's start the construction of Mohr circle. As we discussed in the last class, first of all we have to choose our scale to draw the Mohr circle on graph paper. So first of all we have to decide the scale, and then as we know that the x-axis will, on x-axis we will mark the value of direct stress, and on y-axis will mark the values of shear stress. So let's start the construction of Mohr circle. So first of all we'll draw two axes, x-axis and y-axis. Then we'll mark the value of sigma x on x-axis. So this is the value of sigma x. Let's say this is a point, and then we mark the value of sigma y, and let's say this is the point B point. So this is sigma y, this is sigma x. So now on this plane where the sigma x is acting, on this plane there is shear stress tau. So we just, according to our scale, at a point in the vertical direction, because vertical axis is the measure of shear stress, so we mark the value of tau at this. So this is our C point, and this value is equal to tau. Now on the RF where the sigma y is acting, there is shear stress tau. So at this place, and the direction of this is in negative direction, so we just mark the value of tau at this point, and let's say this is our D point. So now we just join the C and D point. So we just join the C and D point, and it bisect this AB at this place, and let's say this is E point. So now we just take the EC or ED equal to radius, and we draw a circle here. So we just mark the circle, and center of this circle is E, which is equal to sigma x minus sigma y over 2, and this is the center of circle, and EC is the radius of circle. And now here this EC represents the EF plane. Here this plane is represented by EC, and here ED represents the RF plane, this plane where sigma y is acting. This ED represents the RF plane, this plane where the sigma y is acting, and EC represents the EF plane where sigma x is acting. So now as we know that we want to find out the sigma theta and tau theta at CR plane, and CR plane is inclined at theta angle in clockwise direction from CF plane, and in the Mohr circle CF plane is represented by EC. So on the Mohr circle in the clockwise direction we have to mark 2 theta angle. So we just mark the 2 theta angle in clockwise direction from EC plane, and now this is EF. EF represents our inclined plane CR. This plane is represented by EF in Mohr circle, which is inclined at 2 theta angle in the Mohr circle, and in the stress element it's inclined at theta angle in clockwise direction. So now we want to find out the direct stress on EF plane and shear stress on this plane. So to find out the direct stress, we draw the perpendicular from F point on x-axis. So we drawn this FG perpendicular on x-axis. So where it will intersect with the x-axis, so from O point to G, OG will tells us about the sigma theta value. So this OG is sigma theta. So sigma theta value, we just measure the distance of OG by scale and will multiply with the scale of which is we have assumed to draw this Mohr circle, will get the value of sigma theta on this inclined plane. And to measure the shear stress at this plane, we can pick the value from vertical axis, and this is the value of tau theta. So this is the value of shear stress at this inclined plane CR, which is represented by EF in this Mohr circle. So this is the value of tau theta. So now we have find out, we can measure this distance FG and will multiply with the scale, or will get the value of tau theta on Mohr circle. So next, if we want to find out the maximum principal stress, so within this stress element, this value, this is, suppose this point is H. So OH will give us the sigma 1 major principal stress. So OH will give us, so again we can measure the distance of OH and will multiply with the X scale and will get the value of maximum principal stress. So this is OH will give us the major principal stress, which is equal to sigma 1, which we marked here. And now similarly, this, suppose this point is I, so OI will give us the value of minor principal stress, which is sigma 2. So OI is minor principal stress sigma 2, which is we marked here. So now we have find out the value of sigma 1, orientation even, orientation of principal plane. So this is EC represents our CF plane, this plane is represented by EC, and this EG here EH represents major principal plane. This is major principal plane. So to find out the orientation from our plane, we can measure this angle. We'll measure this angle. This angle will give us the 2 theta p. This is 2 theta p. So if we measure this, if this is the 60-degree angle, just for example, then on the stress circle this will at the 30-degree. So 2 theta p we can measure. So we can find out the theta p. So this is EH, our major principal plane, and as we know that both of the principal planes are separated by 90-degree, or we can say perpendicular to each other. So in the Mohr circle they will be represented at 180-degree. So second principal plane is EI, which is oriented at 180-degree from EH. So this is 180-degree, or here EI represents, EI is minor principal plane, minor principal plane. So we identified both of the principal plane, we identified the location of principal plane using this Mohr circle. Again, if we want to find out the value of resultant stress at the inclined plane, which is inclined at theta degree in this stress element, so this is EF is our inclined plane, and this OF will give us the resultant sigma r value, and this angle is phi angle, we can find out from here. So if this is our tau theta, then we can find out the sigma r, this would be sigma r, this angle would be phi. So from here we can measure the angle of resultant stress with the sigma theta. So by measuring the distance OF, we can find out the resultant stress at inclined plane, and now we can find out the value of tau maximum shear stress, tau max, which is equal to 1 by 2 sigma 1 minus sigma 2, as we studied in lecture. So this is the value of tau max. So tau max we can measure from here. This is the value of tau max at this point. Now, as we know that the plane of maximum shear stress and principal plane separated by 45 degree, so in this Mohr circle, this must be separated by 90 degree. So this EH is our principal plane, and this is plane of maximum shear stress, and here this is 90 degree angle. So this is the plane E. Suppose this is our J. So we can say EJ is the plane of maximum shear stress. EJ is plane of maximum shear stress. And now we can find out the orientation of maximum shear stress plane from RCF, vertical plane. So vertical plane is represented by EC. Now we can measure this angle. So this is 2 theta S angle. So here we can measure this angle, and as we know that the maximum shear stress plane is in the anti-clockwise direction. This is anti-clockwise from EC plane. So we can mark somewhere here. This would be 2 theta S divided by 2, because here in the stress element we have to represent by half of the angle measured in the Mohr circle. So this would be the plane of maximum shear stress, and value is positive. So we can mark here the value of tau max. In this we can measure here. So this would be theta S. So this is how we can find out the value of sigma theta and tau theta on inclined plane using the Mohr circle. Using the Mohr circle we can find out the resultant stress over the inclined plane. We can find out the major principal stress, minor principal stress, tau max, orientation of principal plane, and orientation of maximum shear stress plane. So this is how we can solve a stress element or stress analysis on any inclined plane using the Mohr circle. So thank you.